finally, Johan, speak to us more about how South Africans can be better allies to the LGBTI community, because we know, and especially since this talk of ours, we can see that this isn't an issue of just healthcare or legal issue. This is a human rights issue. So how do South Africans get involved in ensuring that everybody who lives in our country is protected with good healthcare and protected under the law?
Well, I think I'm going to mention one example, and I think that should be an example to all South Africans and could be used as a kind of a benchmark if we think of how can South Africans be better allies. One of our sister organizations, Triangle Project in Cape Town, they started with what they call safe spaces. And it started, and this is actually a wonderful story, it started where a group of grandmothers approached the organization and they said, we are grandmothers of LGBTI children, and we realize that our children have several battles that they have to fight, and we want to do something, we want to support them. So what the organization did is stepped in and mentored this group of grandmothers so that they can become an independent group functioning on their own independently, raising their own funds and creating their own events. And now this group of grandmothers actually attend pride events, they attend other LGBTI events as grandmothers of LGBTI people, but also supporting whatever is happening. So I think if more of that can start to happen, that would be a wonderful thing to see.
Johan, thank you so much for taking the time to speak to us today. Before you go, can you tell us where we can find your organization online? Perhaps as a viewer who has a question and would like to get in contact, how can they do that?
Fantastic. The organization is in Pretoria, based in Pretoria, Hatfield, in one of the busy streets going into town. We are easily accessible from the Gautrain station in Hatfield as well, basically 2.5 blocks away. And our contact details are the number to dial is 012-430-3272. And just ask to speak to one of the councillors or to make an appointment. Or if people want to send us an email, they can direct the email to myself. It is meyerj, M-E-Y-E-R-J, @out.org.za.
Johan Meyer, thank you so much for your time.